think it's just inappropriate to ask. And I remember we went to the beach, like, I think Noemi was like 2 or 3 months. I looked back at that photo and I was like, my stomach looked real pregnant. And then I wasn't that, you know? Hello and welcome to Unpacking Motherhood. We are so excited about today's topic because it is a good one. We're talking about the snapback, the mommy makeover. We all know the pressure and the feeling of that. And so take a moment. If it's nighttime, dry you a bag, get you a glass of wine or some tea, and just hang out, kick back with us for a moment as we dive into motherhood. And so I think I saw a post where the rapper, his girlfriend had died or whatever.
He's a comedian,
and she had died like right after she had her surgery, and my heart just like went out to him and her. So it's like, I get it, like I get the pressure of wanting to be back in that body that you were in formerly. Like we talked about this before, where we kind of grieve our 20-year-old body, or I was like, I used to think that I was like, I didn't lose weight, and I was like 125 pounds. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not there anymore. But just the pressure that we feel from society to snap back. Like, why is it there? Like, I know why. I have my reasons why. But, like, why do y'all think we feel like we got to snap back? Like,
again, what I mentioned previously, I don't know how it'll fall into place as far as the order. But, again, obstetrics was created by European men, people with penises. Okay, so they're already detached from this, and they're creating these standards for us, and we're just building on top of them. It's so bad that they created something that's a husband stitch, so intimacy can feel better for the man. Husband stitch, where the doctor, if an episiotomy was had, or if there was some natural tearing, they'll sew it up a little more, higher than usual, to do the husband a favor. So it can feel tighter, because when you're on the other side of it and you're not experiencing it, they don't understand that all of that over time does go back to normal. It doesn't, it's not exactly the way it used to be, but it does go back to normal. And they feel like if they sew it up a little more, that it can be tighter. Right. So these are all these different pressures we have here. And actually that's excruciatingly painful for the woman.
Exactly.
And then it becomes irreversible once it grows together. So they're in constant pain like the rest of their lives. But again, a field created by men who are not experiencing anything that we're experiencing. They set the 6-week standard for us. While in different cultures, the first 41 days is very important. That doesn't mean you dive back into everything at 6 weeks, but that's how it's been set up for us. And so now we're ready to snap back. Some, people are taking pictures in the mirror 2 days postpartum, check me out. Sometimes that's what makes them feel better, because they are so like
baby wear.
Yeah, they are
baby wear.
So weighed down mentally with all the things that come with postpartum, the woes, the highs and the lows, that their body being right, that's what they got, and they happy, and that makes them happy, and so they want to show other people that they're happy in postpartum.
I did something.
Yeah.
I did something right. I won motherhood.
Yeah, and I know in these times everybody's sensitive. A lot of people are sensitive. People get butt hurt very quickly. You can't post or say things in these times without somebody being upset, and that's not what we mean when we're talking about this topic. We're not upset. We're not butt hurt that you got abs the next morning. That's actually great.
Yes.
But
how does it feel to be God's favorite?
Yeah. I mean, but
can you lay hands?
Wait a minute.
But, there's this whole culture of things returning back to the way they were, and that's actually not a thing. Even if your body may return physically back to the way it was on the outside, that there is a total shift that you cannot see that's taking place.
Yes.
But we're focused on the physical snapback, and so is society. Right?
Yeah.
Most high forbid we post a picture 3-4 weeks postpartum hanging out with our families because we're happy to be out the house and we still got a pooch.
Yeah. Are you pregnant again?
Yeah.
Right.
Or your friend immediately gets a text message and they call you and be like, let me tell you what so-and-so said. Because that's
So-and-so.
happened to me.
Yes.
Oh my God.
You know, they saw me sitting on the couch with Ava, and Ava was hugging me like right below my breast, and I had on a big shirt. And this person in particular wrote my best friend or asked her a couple days later and was like, is Stormy pregnant again? I saw her Facebook post with Ava, and when Ava was hugging her, like she was hugging a belly.
Yeah.
Don't
Which
do
is
that.
inappropriate.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
don't ask people if they're pregnant. Even if they look pregnant, unless they offer you
Is
the
your mama
information.
pregnant?
Is your grandma pregnant?
Is your...
Well, anyway, so I think it's just inappropriate to ask. And I remember we went to the beach. Like, I think Noemi was like 2 or 3 months. I looked back at that photo and I was like, my stomach looked real pregnant, and then I wasn't that. You know,
my
Right.
children are. The other day, Kyle, my 6-year-old, she was like, I thought Crunch Fitness was a school, but I found out that that's where you exercise. And she was like, Mom, you need to go to Crunch Fitness. Or no, you need to go to Crunch. Your mama need to go to Crunch. But you're my mom.
Yeah.
It be your own children.
It be your own
sometimes.
children.
It be your own
children.
kids.
It be on kids.
But yeah, sometimes you do look back at those photos and you're like, man, I was swole, but hey, here we are. This is life. This is real. This
Yes.
is
is right.
my highlight. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like Kia. But I
What?
feel like, do you have anything?
Girl, y'all know, listen, honey. So I've had a bout with this for almost 8 years. With Eli, I caught preeclampsia at the end of my pregnancy. So I gained like 6 pounds in 1 week, maybe, and probably less than that. And so they luckily they caught it not early, but early, because it was probably about a week or two before I was actually due. And I was literally fluid. All fluid. I mean, my feet looked like Rice Krispie treats. They were, I mean, thick.
Swollen.
Yes. And so that was a hard journey for me because I was tiny. I wasn't tiny. I've always had thighs and a chest, but I didn't have a stomach. I wasn't like... And so just to see my body transform like that, I was like, this is not life right now. Like, this can't be life. And so even after, like, that postpartum was rough for me. I didn't go. I tried to exercise. I tried to, eat differently. And it was just hard. It wasn't coming off the way I thought it should come off. And it definitely wasn't coming off the way everybody else thought it should come off,
Right.
And so I would have family members, make their little comments and things like that. And so throughout all of my kids, I've had that journey of up and down and things like that. But let me tell you, when you find peace in yourself and you know where you are in that moment, there are things that you can do. You don't have to go and get a all the way snapback. Your life is going to look a little different for a moment, and that's okay. But like Stormy said, what are we feeding ourselves? Not just through our mouth, but
What are you taking in?
what are you taking in? What are you taking in? And that's what I had to learn, because I did. I got caught up in social media.
Yeah.
I got caught up in all the celebrities.
Yeah.
And it took me on a whole, win world. I think that's the right word. I was just everywhere.
Yeah.
I was upset. I remember getting frustrated with Terrell. I'm like, I'm not happy. I don't like this outfit. I can't wear this. I can't do this. And he was like, babe, you're beautiful. You just had this many kids. And that's something he does regularly now. He knows. He's like, nobody expects you to be that you that I dated. No, you're a mother. You have 6 kids now. You're beautiful. Your body's beautiful. And it's okay. Yeah. It's okay. So, y'all.
I think the focus, especially in postpartum, should be health. Like you said, mental health.
Healing.
Yeah, healing.
That looks differently just because, and I think the societal, as an exercise science major, I feel like we must understand just because you're of a certain size or look, that means you're healthier. Even some gym rats, it's like you can have all the muscles in the world and still have a heart attack. God forbid.
It's a lot of gym rats who have heart issues and colon issues. They can't even actually eat food. because they've ruined their insides with all of the supplements.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a lot of. I mean, everything is not what it appears to be.
Right.
Everything that glitter ain't gold, baby.
Right.
And that is not an excuse to not move more. We all need to be moving. We all
Right.
need to be doing
Balance.
something of
Yeah.
some sort. But you also need
Exactly.
to be consuming good things. I feel like I hate this term clean eating because it's extremely relative. To you, clean eating might be chicken and turkey and
Right.
pork, the other white meat. No, dude, like let's be honest here. But that's a whole nother
Plant
conversation
based.
for another day.
I like your lifestyle of being plant based versus being just vegan or even just I'm just gonna eat meat. you
Yeah, I
know?
tell people I don't deal with meat like that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how I say
Yeah.
it. I know a lot of people easily identify with being vegan, so I might share a meal every now and then. I used to do it all the time, but I stopped because the inboxes were
Yeah.
nuts. Like, I'm not gonna hold your hand and teach you how to eat.
Yeah.
I can't. I don't have time. I love you though.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But I just don't deal with meat like that.
Yeah.
You know. So it's 80% food, 20% exercise. But also, like I said before, your skin is your biggest organ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have to be mindful of everything you take in.
Everything.
Take in and rub on.
I feel like too, a lot of the times it's what we see in celebrities. Like it's hard. Like I watched Keeping Up with Kardashians for like 15 years.
It's been on that long?
I mean, yeah, it's been on for a minute.
Good googly moogly.
Maybe like 10. But no, I've been watching it for a while.
Yeah.
Anyway, they can afford, literally the surgery, and they can
Yeah.
afford
Yeah.
the lymph massages, and like it's like, well, I mean, I'm not in that bracket, but like I don't know how I would feel if I could afford it. But I think we see those people, who are in the limelight, and it's hard to not want those things.
Yeah.
But then it's like, well, what is it for?
Right.
And to each his own, but like there are certain things like in terms of, and we all have a little bit of vanity, but at the end of the day, I'm like, is it worth losing your life over? Like, I'm not gonna be able to be here with my family and my friends and children. And also, I also want to demonstrate what it should look like realistically. You have sons, for your sons, for our
Yes.
daughters, like,
Yes.
so that they
For your
respect their
children.
bodies,
Yes.
and then they know how to respect their wives'
Yes.
bodies. And
Yes.
it's like, give them that space, give them that grace. As you give them that, give yourself grace too, because I gave it to myself as your mom. And so I have to have that conversations, you would say that she's made comments about my tummy too. And it's funny when I'm like, oh, she's noticing, and she's like, oh, your tummy's not as big anymore. And I'm like, yeah, well,
Thanks.
it takes,
Right.
it takes mommy time, but,
That also wasn't modeled for us.
yeah.
Yep.
It just
Yeah.
wasn't.
True.
And I am the only child in my home, so I didn't really get to see my mom's postpartum journey.
Right.
So we're doing something new here.
Yeah.
We're doing something new here.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Whether you're
reversing.
raising sons or daughters, they need to see it.
Yeah.
Good to kind of think about, we're generational curse breakers in this, and I feel like that's something that we have to be mindful of. And so
It's a lot of work.
moving forward, it is. So we hope that you guys got something great out of today's message.
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 Little sermon. As we continue to journey forward, if you guys have any like questions or comments, leave it for us. If there's any topics that you want us to talk about, please, let us know in the comment section. Like and share this with your friends. If you know someone who's about to have a baby or has a baby, spread the knowledge. Knowledge is power. And so we hope that you guys got something out of it today.
And we hope this starts conversations a lot.
Yes.
That's what we pray for with these
We don't wanna
episodes.
end-
They start the uncomfortable conversations within your four walls or in your group message.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because these conversations aren't being had enough without judgment.
Right.
So we hope that
Yes.
it sparks something for you guys too.
Boom. So in the meantime, we hope that you guys have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys later. Peace out.